My name is Monroe and I'm a pollinator. I mean, a pollinator, you've probably heard the term, and it refers to like bees and birds and the wind pollinating plants. And I don't do that with plants particularly, I do it with people. I take ideas from one person to another, and we share them around. I do people pollinating. And how it works is I see somebody, or they see me, and they run up to me and say, hey, could you tell me about this? Or I see them looking at something curiously going, and I say, well, you know what that's used for? And we get a little dialogue, hopefully a dialogue going, rather than me just being a talking head all the day. I grew up in the bit of Cornwall we call far, far, far west Cornwall, i.e. after you go past the Isles of Scilly, crossing the Cornish Pond, New Jersey in the United States. That's where I started. Probably more Cornish folk there than there are here. So many, I mean, Cornwall, New Jersey, they're sister counties or something. I suppose I was just your typical kid playing out in the woods, running around. Went to junior high, high school, into university, quite a few universities actually. Ended up graduating with a good old basic degree in liberal studies, i.e. humanities, which prepares you to be absolutely anything or nothing. The choice is yours. And never really had a career path. So I have to say, 100% honest, this is totally unplanned, totally winging it, totally seeing how can I keep it exciting and fresh for me to keep it going, and seeing what's going to happen next. I have no idea. I mean, tomorrow this other job offer might come along that'll say, wow, Eden was great, but this has the potential to be better. Whether it is or not, who knows? Well, my school interests were pretty varied as well. I got to one school, I was doing a lot of behind-the-scenes theater work, like building sets and running the lights and stuff like that, which was quite cool. And then I moved on to the next level of school, and I actually went in front of the stage. I was actually performing. I thought, this is kind of fun, you know, wearing funny clothes and stuff like that. But I mean, I never realistically looked at that as a career. Saying that, though, I worked a lot of work through university, being a theater technician at university. That was a job I had there, along with being a short order cook and a librarian aide and things like that. I liked being a bus driver. That was fun. You get to meet all sorts of folks doing that, and they all want to be on the bus, so they're coming to where I want to be. I suppose a really good one was being a circus ringmaster. I feel like I'm still doing that here. I was a ringmaster for a small circus here in the UK. And when I moved down here in 2001, someone reminded me, oh yeah, the Eden Project just opened up. And I said, oh yeah. And I went and saw it, and I said, interesting place. And then because it was so popular that first year, way more popular than people thought it was going to be, they had to do a massive hiring. And I'm not a botanist, I'm not a horticulturalist, but I like the world around me. I have some curiosity, which helps me curious. And that's what led me here. There's nothing that prepares you. Everything prepares you for a pollinator. The more experience, I'd have to say, I can't even envision designing an undergrad course. Let's do a GCSE in pollinate. I can't even think of such a thing being there. It's such a wide, you can have any skill set, but you've got to have an enthusiasm for being with people. You've got to have an enthusiasm for sharing whatever it is you have, whatever it is you do. You've got to have that enthusiasm, or else why bother? If you don't have that enthusiasm about what you're doing, there's no point.